Sarvadharmastapakatvam sarvadharmasvarupakaha acharyanam mahacharyo Ramakrishna Teachings. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. So Sri Ramakrishna, having taught the Marwadi devotees of how to do business, do it honestly. Don't cheat people. Don't earn money by any dishonest means. And then you offer the offerings to the holy person. Those offerings will be accepted. But the offerings which have been brought over, which have been collected by using unfair means, dishonestly, those offerings a holy person can never accept. Like Sri Ramakrishna told about Guru Nanak Dev, he said, when this unholy person brought the food for me, I saw the food to be stained with blood. I could not eat it. And that is what happens when we go and offer anything with the impure heart. The holy people, they will never accept it. But take anything with the pure heart, the smallest of the things, and the holy men, the saints, the Lord, they will cherish those offerings which are offered by a pure heart. And Sri Ramakrishna, in fact, he also during that talk gave an example to these Marwadi devotees that how they can build up their devotion to God the way they build up their businesses. And he actually gave an example to these Marwadi devotees. He told them, like some of you, you start your businesses making castor oil. Now, castor oil manufacturing is extremely difficult task, in a sense, messy task for that matter. They earn some money, and then Sri Ramakrishna said, after you earn some money doing this business of manufacturing castor oil, then you look forward for a slightly better trading opportunity. You close that business and you open a cloth shop. Now, cloth shop business is certainly not that messy as extracting oil from the castor seeds. So Sri Ramakrishna gave the example which was very much acceptable to these Marwadi devotees. They knew the intricacies and the way the businesses are grown. So Sri Ramakrishna spoke to them in their language. Likewise, initially start small practices towards devotion to God, and then you slowly build up based on those accumulations of those small devotional practices. Then you elevate yourself, like from doing a business of manufacturing castor oil to setting up a cloth shop. Likewise, Sri Ramakrishna had told the Marwadi devotees, and now today on the 14th of December 1882, this is Thursday, and very few close devotees, they had gathered in Sri Ramakrishna's room. Vijay Krishna Goswami was also there, Sri M was there, and Sri M has pointed out that this being a weekday, it was a Thursday, people who had gathered, now normally a lot of people used to throng, they used to come to Sri Ramakrishna on Sundays. All of them, they were not so much spiritually inclined, just to get the darshan of this God incarnate. They used to come. Some of the people who accompanied the devotees were not at all interested in the spiritual talks. But since it used to be Sunday, a holiday, they used to accompany the devotees. And then getting into Sri Ramakrishna's room, like Sri Ramakrishna told us, there are some people who accompanied such devotees, who want to earnestly listen to my words, to listen to the teachings. And then these people who don't have any interest in spirituality, they keep on poking at these devotee friends. How long is it going to take? Another 1 hour, 2 hours, then better we will go and sit in the boat. So this kind of crowd used to come there during the holidays and Sundays, but today was a weekday. So only those sincere, those earnest souls who wanted to have some intimate discussions with Sri Ramakrishna, who wanted to listen to those intimate teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, they had gathered that day. And the initial talk started with there was a boy by name Vishnu in Aryadaha, a village near Dakshineshwar. That boy had committed suicide. And Sri Ramakrishna says actually that boy was so much, such a great devotee. He used to have ecstasies, he used to have samadhis, he had had the visions of various different deities. And that fellow, somehow, he decided to call it a day, to quit from this worldly life. And Sri Ramakrishna says, I felt very bad when I heard about it. But possibly, this boy, he had fulfilled all his obligations towards performing duties. Now, when we take birth with obligations to perform some duties. And the chain goes on till the time we are totally free from performing any more duties. And then is the time for the moksha, for the nirvana. So Sri Ramakrishna feels possibly this boy, he had completed his quota of duties, birth after birth after birth, and then he decided to say it quits. And then one devotee said, but I am just frightened to hear even someone committing suicide. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, indeed, suicide is the heinous sin. Undoubtedly, he said, Sri Ramakrishna. Committing suicide is by far the most heinous sin. You have been given an opportunity by the Lord to seek the lotus feet. And instead of that, you end up your life doing nothing. You get into the problems and you end up your life. Now Sri Ramakrishna says, committing a suicide under those circumstances, getting perturbed by the problems of the life, ending the life, is a most heinous sin. And Sri Ramakrishna says, such people, a man kills himself to get rid of the problems. But such man who kills himself has to return again and again and again and again to this world and suffer its agony. It is not the end of problems for this life itself. Next life again that person has to take birth. Again start with the same problem. Now, it is not that every time you keep on ending the life like this, there is no end to it. There is no end to your problems. Face the problems boldly. Come out of the problems, and that you can do if you develop the devotion towards the lotus feet. If you surrender yourself at the holy feet of the Divine Mother, no problem is a problem then. And that's how one evolves in the spiritual aspirations, one's spiritual practices. So Sri Ramakrishna says, suicide is a most heinous crime, most heinous sin. Never get into that. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, but I don't call it a suicide if a Brahmajnani decides to give up the body. And Sri Ramakrishna has said, the moment a person reaches the seventh plane, he has taught us during his teachings on the seven planes, the moment the mind gets out of the topmost plane, then there is samadhi, and post that, a person cannot live for more than 21 days, even if one wishes. Only the incarnates, only the great souls and saints, they come down. Only people like Shankaracharya, Chaitanya Deva, they come down from the plane of that samadhi. And they come down not for any selfish interest, but to teach others, to show the path to others, to enlighten their spiritual path. For that they come down. Otherwise, Sri Ramakrishna says, once you attain samadhi, you attain the Brahmajnana, the body itself does not last. So Sri Ramakrishna says, such Brahmajnanis, if they give up their body, fine, it happens. How many of such people have actually come back to their body after attaining samadhi? Very, very few of them. And then Sri Ramakrishna now starts talking about, having spoken about that category of divine souls, of the Brahmajnani giving up their bodies. Now they are very far few, maybe 1 or 2 in millions and trillions. But what about the majority? And now Sri Ramakrishna starts telling us again about the 4 types of the jivas, 4 types of souls, 4 types of human beings. Now Sri Ramakrishna comes to this point. It is said that there are 4 classes of human beings. He has already taught us. He is kind of revising our learnings. The 4 types of people, 4 classes of people: the bound, the seekers, the free, and ever free. Now, this discussion is going to be more for the bound souls who are trapped. This world is like a fishing net, Sri Ramakrishna tells us. Men are the fish, and God, whose maya has created this world, is the fisherman. The fisherman has thrown the net. When the fish are entangled in the net, some of them try to tear through its meshes in order to get their liberation. They are the seekers. They are of the mumuksha type. They try to free themselves from this net. They try to free themselves from this bondage. They try to free themselves from this caught in the net syndrome. They are like men striving after liberation. But by no means all of them escape. No, even from among the mumukshus, all of them, they cannot accept, they escape. If all of them escape, then the game is over. Then there is no more hide and seek, like when somebody touches the granny, the game is over. So the granny has to run and run and run and avoid getting identified, getting touched by anybody. Likewise, the mumukshus, they strive. They strive life after life after life after life, but all of them, they don't get liberation. Only a few jump out of the net with a loud splash. Only 1 or 2 among the billions and trillions, they will escape from the net and jump through it with a big splash. And when they escape, then people who are watching this game, they exclaim, "Oh, the big one has gone. He has gone." Like those 1 or 2 kites from the hands of Shama, Mother Shama, who is playing the kites, who is flying the kites. 1 or 2 kites from among the hundreds and thousands, they get free. And then Mother Shama claps her hands, seeing her toys, her kites getting freed from the grasp of this Mahamaya. In like manner, 3 or 4 may attain liberation. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, again there are some fish who are so careful by nature. Now these fish which have got freedom from the net, they are the mukta jivas now. Now they are the free souls. Now they are out of the net. So Sri Ramakrishna has taught us about the mumukshus who are striving to get the liberation. 3 or 4 maybe they will just come out. They are the mukta jivas, they are the free souls. And now Sri Ramakrishna talks about the ever free. Again, some fish are so careful by nature that they are never caught in the net. Some beings of the ever perfect class like Narada are never entangled in the meshes of worldliness. These are the nitya jivas, as Sri Ramakrishna has taught us. They are the ever free souls. They don't ever get caught in the net at all. They are far away from the reach of the net. So that is how Sri Ramakrishna has differentiated between these 3 types of people: the mumukshus, the nitya, and the mukta. But Sri Ramakrishna now laments, but most of the fish are trapped. But they are not conscious of the net and of their imminent death within that net. Most of the fish. That is the condition of the bound souls. That is the condition of the Baddha Jivas, the human beings who are so badly trapped. They are steeped in worldliness. They fall in this category of the bound souls. No sooner are they entangled than they run headlong, net and all, trying to hide themselves in the mud. They won't make any effort to free themselves. They will just try to hide themselves in the mud within the grasp of that net. They don't make the least effort to get free. On the contrary, they go deeper and deeper into the mud. These fish are like the bound men. These fish are the Baddha Jivas. They are still inside the net, but they think they are all safe there. They are trapped in the net and they say, oh, I am not caught. Oh, I am not caught. I am good doing here wherever I am. A bound creature is immersed in worldliness, in woman and gold, in lust and greed, having got deep into the mire of degradation. But still he believes he is quite happy and secure. The liberated, the seekers after liberation, look on the world as a deep well. Now, these seekers, mumukshus who are trying to get free from the net, or those who have freed themselves, the mukta jivas, they consider world to be a deep well. They do not enjoy it. Therefore, after attainment of knowledge, after realization of God, some give up their bodies. But such beings are so rare. This thing is so rare indeed that people get the enlightenment. Most of them, they get trapped and they're happy over there, not realizing they're trapped, and they feel, oh, I'm quite safe. I'm quite safe, enjoying the lust and greed, enjoying the worldly temptations. They don't know that the moment the fisherman pulls the net, that is going to be the end for them. Again, they have to get back with the same problems, with the same entanglements. The bound creatures entangled in worldliness will not come to their senses at all. This is Sri Ramakrishna's lamentation. They suffer so much misery and agony, they face so many dangers, and yet they will not wake up. They won't ever get a wake-up call that, man, now try to make yourself free. Get out of this net. No. They consider they are not caught at all. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives a beautiful example. The camel loves to eat thorny bushes. The more it eats the thorns, the more the blood gushes out of its mouth. Camels, they always eat thorny bushes, and they're like this. They will keep on chewing the leaves and thorns. The thorns, they pierce their tongues, the inside of their mouth. They keep on bleeding, but nothing can stop them from eating those thorny bushes. Still, it must eat thorny plants and will never give up. The man of worldly nature suffers so much sorrow and affliction, but he forgets it all in a few days and begins his old life over again. So that is how these worldly people, they also, they see the miseries, the sufferings but they are not, they don't get that, their antennas, they don't tickle. They don't get that, learn from those telltale signs of griefs and miseries and sorrows and pains. They are still after those enjoyments, seeking those pleasures, in turn they get pains. Seeking those joys, in turn they get sorrows. Seeking that happiness, in turn getting unhappiness all the time. But they don't understand from it. They don't get any lesson from it. And they are steeped into the worldliness. And then Sri Ramakrishna gives example of some family matters, like supposing someone dies in the family for a momentary period. Okay, there is all grief and sorrow. And again, we are back to the same old rut. In spite of seeing the death around us, in spite of seeing the grief and sorrow and miseries around us, our antenna never gets alert that now is the time. Let us hold the lotus feet of the Lord. Let us grab the lotus feet of the Divine Mother. We are still steeped in the worldliness. Again, the worldly man is like a snake, Sri Ramakrishna says, who is trying to swallow a mole. The snake catches a mole. He wants to swallow it. But the mole is so big, neither he is able to swallow, nor he is able to throw it out. It is suffocating the snake, but snake is not bothered. The snake can neither swallow the mole nor give it up. The bound soul may have realized that there is no substance in the world, that the world is like a hawk plum, only stone and skin, but still he cannot give it up and he cannot turn his mind to God. That is the most unfortunate reality of these bound souls, of these Baddha Jivas. They are so miserably tied to these entanglements, to these attachments, to this maya, that they never ever try to come out of it. So that is what Sri Ramakrishna is teaching us through this gathering on a weekday, where a very limited, sincere, devout souls have come to listen to his teachings. So let us also partake some of these teachings that Sri Ramakrishna is going to teach on this particular topic, on this particular theme of how to get out of this world, how to get ourselves free, not remain bound like those fish who are trapped in the net, the Baddha Jivas. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.